Russian President Vladimir Putin has just left Delhi after a high-stakes visit that's trending across the world. On one side, the Ukraine war, US sanctions, pressure from the West. On the other, India welcoming Putin with a red carpet, royal dinner, and a clear message. India is not neutral. India is on the side of peace. So what actually happened in just 48 hours? What deals were signed? And what does this mean for India's future with Russia and the West? Let's decode. Putin landed in New Delhi for his first visit to India in 4 years. And right from the airport, the signals were loud. Breaking usual protocol, Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself went to Palam Air Force Station to receive him. No junior minister, no standard reception line. The Prime Minister, in person. From there, the two leaders literally carpooled together to Modi's residence at 7, Lok Kalyan Marg, for a private dinner. Just like their earlier ride together during the SCO summit, it was a carefully crafted image. We are not just partners on paper. We are comfortable, long-term friends. At this private dinner, Modi didn't just talk business. He used culture as diplomacy. He gifted Putin a Russian translation of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Assam black tea, an ornate silver tea set, a silver horse symbolizing forward movement, Kashmiri saffron, and a handcrafted marble chess set from Agra. This wasn't random gifting. Tea, saffron, chess, spiritual text. It's India telling Russia, our friendship is not only about weapons and oil. It's civilizational, cultural, and spiritual. The next morning, Putin received a full ceremonial welcome at Rashtrapati Bhavan. From there, he visited Rajghat to pay tribute to Mahatma Gandhi, another symbolic move, especially when the world is discussing war and peace. But the real headlines came from the summit talks at Hyderabad House. In front of the cameras, PM Modi gave a crystal clear line on Ukraine. India is not neutral. India has a side, and that side is peace. He called for the war to end through dialogue and diplomacy, and said the world needs to return to the path of peace. Putin, sitting right next to him, responded that he was grateful for India's focus on peace efforts and said Russia is working on a peaceful settlement. Now, let's talk about the money, because this visit was not just about statements. It was about deals. India and Russia agreed on an economic cooperation program till 2030. They want to push bilateral trade to $100 billion before 2030, and both leaders said they're confident this target will be hit ahead of schedule. Both sides also agreed to keep boosting trade using their national currencies, reducing dependence on the US dollar. Putin sent a very direct message to the West by saying, Russia is ready to ensure uninterrupted fuel supplies to India. At a time when the US has imposed higher tariffs linked to India's purchase of Russian oil, this is Russia saying, don't worry, we will keep your energy flowing. Russia's Rosatom has delivered nuclear fuel for the third reactor at Kudankulam in Tamil Nadu. Both sides talked about small modular reactors and even floating nuclear power plants. They discussed speeding up the international north-south transport corridor and the Chennai-Vladivostok maritime route, new ways to make trade faster and cheaper between the two countries. A 5-year roadmap was signed to deepen economic ties. Both leaders told their officials, speed up an investment protection agreement. At the India-Russia Business Forum, Modi invited Russian firms to come, make in India. This visit was also about people, not just policy. Tourism India announced free 30-day e-tourist visas and 30-day group tourist visas for Russian citizens. This is a clear push to bring more Russian tourists to India. Education and science. A new space mirror lab will be set up jointly by Delhi University and Russia's HSE University. A Russian education agency branch opened in Delhi to help Indian students explore study options in Russia. Health. A major healthcare, medical education, and science agreement was signed, covering training of doctors, disease prevention, digital health, and joint research. Defense and security. Defense ministers of both countries met in Delhi to review the partnership. Both sides reaffirmed zero tolerance for terrorism, condemned attacks in Pahalgam and Moscow's Crocus City Hall, and called for an uncompromising global fight against terror, without double standards. In the evening, President Drupadi Murmu hosted a lavish all-vegetarian state banquet at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The menu was a showcase of India on a plate. Kashmiri Guchi Dun Chetin, Achari Bengan, yellow dal tadka, dry fruit saffron pulao, badam halwa, kesar pista kulfi, and more. All this while the Naval Band and classical musicians played Indian tunes, Bollywood songs, even Russian folk music like kalinka, symbolizing a blend of cultures. But there was also a political side note. Congress leaders said leaders of opposition Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi were not invited to the banquet, calling it a break from protocol, while party MP Shashi Tharoor did attend and publicly underlined the importance of India-Russia ties. So what's the bigger picture here? At a time when the West is pressuring both India and Russia, Putin coming to Delhi and getting this level of warmth sends a clear geopolitical signal. India is saying, we will do what is right for our national interest in energy, defense, trade, and at the same time, we will keep talking about peace in Ukraine. India is walking a very tight rope, buying cheap oil from Russia, deepening trade and nuclear cooperation, while still engaging with the US and Europe, and presenting itself as a voice for peace, not polarization. Putin has now left Delhi, but the impact of this visit will stay in headlines for a long time. From fuel prices and student mobility to defense deals and global diplomacy. If you were in the room with Modi and Putin for 5 minutes, what is the one thing you would tell them about the Ukraine war and India-Russia ties? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe for more deep dive breakdowns on global stories.